as candles flicker low in the halls of time, and the noise of the present slowly fades, history offers a softer rhythm, one shaped not only by wars and conquests, but by marriages whispered into existence under crowns and veils. Royal unions were rarely about love alone. They were instruments of diplomacy, fragile bridges between rival powers, and sometimes the quiet spark that reshaped entire civilizations. When we trace the course of history through these marriages, we find that the fate of nations often rested on a single vow, spoken in hushed ceremonial chambers. One such marriage unfolded in ancient Egypt, when Cleopatra VII aligned herself with Mark Antony. Though not a formal marriage in Roman terms, their union bound the destiny of Egypt to Rome at a critical moment. Cleopatra was not merely a queen seeking romance. She was a ruler fighting to preserve her kingdom's independence. Antony, powerful yet politically vulnerable, found in her both wealth and legitimacy. Their alliance alarmed Rome, particularly Octavian, and set the stage for a conflict that would end Egypt's reign as an independent power. When Cleopatra and Antony fell, Egypt became a Roman province, and the ancient world quietly shifted toward Imperial Rome's dominance. Centuries later, in medieval Europe, the marriage of Eleanor of Aquitaine to Henry II of England reshaped the continent's political map. Eleanor was one of the wealthiest women in Europe, ruling vast lands in France. When she married Henry, her territories effectively became part of the English crown, creating an empire that stretched from Scotland to the Pyrenees. This union planted the seeds of centuries of conflict between England and France. The tensions born from this marriage eventually contributed to the 100 Years' War, a long and devastating struggle that defined medieval European identity. In Spain, the marriage of Ferdinand of Aragon and Isabella of Castile quietly unified two powerful kingdoms. Their union was not merely symbolic, it forged the foundation of modern Spain. Together, they completed the Reconquista, ending centuries of Muslim rule on the Iberian Peninsula. Their shared reign also financed Christopher Columbus's voyage across the Atlantic, opening the door to European expansion into the Americas. From one royal marriage came a global empire, altering the course of world history in ways that still echo today. Across the Channel, another union would plunge England into religious transformation. When King Henry VIII married Catherine of Aragon, their union was initially a powerful alliance with Spain. Yet the absence of a male heir led Henry to seek annulment. When the Pope refused, Henry broke from the Catholic Church, establishing the Church of England. His subsequent marriages became infamous, but it was this first union, and its collapse, that sparked the English Reformation. Monasteries fell, religious authority shifted, and England's spiritual identity was forever changed. In France, the marriage of Marie Antoinette to Louis XVI was intended to seal peace between Austria and France. Young and unprepared, Marie Antoinette became a symbol of foreign influence and royal excess. Though her marriage began as a diplomatic gesture, it ended in tragedy. The growing resentment toward the monarchy, fueled by economic hardship and political inequality, eventually erupted into the French Revolution. The execution of the royal couple marked the end of absolute monarchy in France, proving that even the most carefully planned royal marriage could not withstand the power of popular unrest. Farther east, in Russia, the marriage of Peter the Great to Catherine I altered the future of the empire. Catherine, born a peasant, rose through the court to become Peter's wife and later empress. Their union symbolized Peter's break from rigid tradition as he sought to modernize Russia along Western lines. After Peter's death, Catherine ruled in her own right, setting a precedent for female leadership in Russia. This marriage quietly challenged social hierarchy and helped shape Russia's transformation into a European power. In England again, the marriage of Queen Victoria to Prince Albert marked a rare union of affection and influence. Albert was not merely a consort, he became Victoria's closest advisor. Together, they promoted ideals of family, morality, and progress that defined the Victorian era. Albert's interest in science, industry, and reform helped guide Britain through the Industrial Revolution. Their partnership reshaped the image of monarchy itself, transforming it from distant authority into a symbol of domestic virtue and stability. In Asia, the marriage of Emperor Akbar of the Mughal Empire to a Rajput princess represented a revolutionary approach to rule. Rather than conquer through force alone, Akbar sought unity through tolerance and alliance. His marriage strengthened bonds between Muslims and Hindus, easing religious tensions across his empire. This union supported a policy of inclusion that allowed the Mughal Empire to flourish culturally and economically. It stands as a reminder that royal marriages could be tools of peace rather than domination. Another union that altered global history was the marriage of Isabella of Castile's daughter, Catherine of Aragon, to Arthur, Prince of Wales, and later to his brother Henry VIII. Though Arthur's death seemed a personal tragedy, Catherine's subsequent marriage to Henry triggered events that reshaped England's religion and governance. What appeared to be a simple dynastic solution became the catalyst for one of the most profound religious transformations in European history. Finally, the marriage of Napoleon Bonaparte to Marie-Louise of Austria illustrates how even revolutionary leaders turned to royal unions to legitimize power. Napoleon sought acceptance among Europe's ancient monarchies, and his marriage to an Austrian archduchess was meant to secure peace and produce an heir. Though the marriage was politically strategic, it failed to save his empire. Still, it revealed how deeply rooted royal marriage remained as a tool of statecraft, even in an age of revolution. As the night deepens and history's echoes soften, these royal marriages remind us that the most intimate human bonds can carry immense political weight.